is Shiva? Could you describe him for
Nobody
us?
has, nobody has yet discovered that, you know.
Yeah.
We're afraid of death, he's the Lord of death. We're afraid of ghosts, he's the Lord of ghosts. We're afraid of snakes, he wears a snake around his neck. We're afraid of fire, he has it in his hand. We're afraid of water, he comes out of his locks.
It is said that both Ram and Krishna are Vishnu avatars.
Yes.
And we all know when, where, and to whom they were born.
Yes.
But Shiva remains a mystery.
But Hinduism has a whole galaxy of forms and paths, and all of them lead to the divine. So it is up to each individual to choose which particular form of the divine appeals the most. You know, as it turns out, Shiva is the one who appeals to me the most.
You know, you say that that's why you chose him, but I feel from my own understanding, Shiva chooses you.
That's also true in a way.
You know?
You can't worship him unless he approves.
Yes, absolutely. He doesn't strut around like, I'm God, worship me. You know,
Not at
fall
all.
at my feet.
In fact, he's seated
Yeah.
in Kailash comfortably
Yeah,
with Parvati, and anybody who wants to worship him has got to get to him. He doesn't go around.
And that's how leaders should be, right? Lead from behind. Be there for your people, love your people. Not have them obey you out of fear, but respect and love. Yeah.
They're beautiful, very moving stories
Yeah.
about Shiva. That's the thing about him, you know. He knew love, human love. Why would a god otherwise fall in love?
Yeah. And he loved the animals as well.
He's the
He loves
Pashupati.
people.
He's
Yeah.
Pashupati, he's the lord of animals.
Yeah. On very popular demand, I've had to usher in Dr. Karan Singh, who needs no introduction, a 3-time minister, a Lok Sabha MP for almost 2 decades, a 4-term Rajya Sabha, son of Maharaja Hari Singh from Jammu and Kashmir, an erudite scholar, a renowned author, a global speaker, an eloquent poet, and many more such things. Welcome, Dr. Karan Singh.
Thank you.
So
It
nice
was
to
very
have you back
generous
on board.
Introduction.
Oh, I think it's understated. There's much more to you than meets the eye. I'm delighted that you made time for another conversation. Our last podcast on the Vedanta philosophy
Yes.
left my viewers not satiated. So we've had to bring you back in for another round. And this time, I would love to talk about Shiva.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that you're a Shiv Bhakt.
Yes, I am.
And
indeed.
I believe you pray to him religiously every morning for over
Yes,
an hour.
indeed. There he is.
Yes, and amazing. And I hadn't realized until we started almost shooting that he's in the frame. So perfect. This is more than coincidence.
Yes, it is.
Yes. And although I don't think I qualify as a Shiv Bhakt, however, I'm an ardent admirer. I look at him as my buddy, as my spiritual mentor, and my knight in shining armor. So he definitely has a special place in my heart. I read your book, Shiva, this
It's
one.
an anthology,
Shiva, Lord of the Cosmic Dance, an anthology. And for my viewers, I like to say Dr. Karan Singh has done a beautiful, as always, introduction and edited this book, which is a compilation of text on Shiva by various authors. It was so easy to read. I
Yes,
really
because
enjoyed
by
it.
people from all over the world,
Yeah.
around the world.
But even the way you write, even a child can read your books. They're so simple and easy to understand. It's just the way you break down the concepts. So yeah, without further ado, let me kick off by asking you, who is Shiva? Could you describe him for us?
Nobody has yet discovered that, you know.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. Hinduism is unique because it accepts multiple paths to the divine and multiple forms of the divine.
Right.
That's what makes it unique.
Right.
Many other religions usually have only the one path or the one form. But Hinduism has a whole galaxy of forms and paths, and all of them lead to the divine. So it is up to each individual to choose which particular form of the divine appeals the most. As it turns out, Shiva is the one who appeals to me the most. At the moment, I mean, earlier it was Krishna for 40 years or so, then suddenly it changed. So whatever it is, Shiva is very unique.
Yes.
And because of the three main gods, later of course, in the Vedas there are many gods in the Upanishads. But when you come down in the three, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, Shiva is to my mind the most charismatic, the most interesting, and he combines the paradoxes, life and death, joy and sorrow. So he's in that way a great inspiration and a form of devotion. As you know, he's been worshipped for over 2,000 years around the country. Oddly enough, particularly in Kashmir and in Tamil Nadu,
South,
the
yes.
two ends.
Two ends of the
That's where
country.
the Shiva Siddhanta
Yes.
in Tamil Nadu and the Kashmir Shaivism in
Shaivism.
Kashmir. They are very different approaches.
Yes.
Both of them cover Shiva.
It's very interesting, you say that that's why you chose him, but I feel from my own understanding, Shiva chooses you,
That's also true in a way. You can't worship him unless he approves.
Yes, absolutely. And it is said that both Ram and Krishna are Vishnu avatars.
Yes.
And we all know when, where, and to whom they were born.
Yes.
But Shiva remains a mystery.
Yes.
And he never reincarnated.
No, he's always been there.
Right.
He always and will always be there. So the question of incarnation doesn't really arise. He has appeared to different bhaktas in many different ways. In the south, for example, the Nayanmars, each one have a darshan of Shiva at the end of their lives.
Right.
But that is a different thing from incarnation.
Correct.
As you see rightly, Sri Rama and Sri Krishna were incarnated. We know they were born, we know their parents, we know when they passed away. Not so with Shiva. He's Anadi Ananta, without beginning and without end.
No wonder he's called Devon Ke Dev Mahadev, the
It's very
supreme
small.
God of all gods. It's
Well, that's what his devotees
beautiful. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
What is the difference between the Shiva Purana and Kashmir Shaivism?
You see, the Shiva Purana is like the Puranic stories, lots of episodes and lots of events. Kashmir Shaivism is a purely philosophical school.
Right.
It's a unique school in Indian philosophy.
Right.
It does not accept the Upanishads.
Oh.
The only school that doesn't. It has its own Shiva Sutras, and it looks upon the Shiva Sutras as a supreme text. And it involves worship of Shiva and the goddess, and involves a very interesting process of relating to Shiva and Shakti.
Right.
It's quite unique,
Quite unique.
quite different from the Shaivism practiced in the rest of the country.
Right. Yes.
I for one, I'm not a Kashmir Shaiva student at all.
Right.
I much prefer the Shiva Siddhanta of
Tamil
Nadu.
Right.
But that's, my personal choice.
Yes. How fascinating. Where does, for the non-Kashmiris, I think it would help. Where does the mystic poetess Lal Ded, also known as Laleshwari,
Lal Ded, yes,
fit
she was-
into this?
She was a great mystic, and she was a worshipper of Shiva,
Right.
but she was a historical person.
Right.
She fits into Kashmir Shaivism,
Shaivism.
not in anywhere else, because it was there that she had her whole life story, which is a well-known story, how she was mistreated by her in-laws and all. And then how ultimately she gave up everything and wandered around. But her verses, the Lal Vak, the verses of Lal Ded are still recited in Kashmir.
Right.
Because they are in Kashmiri,
Right.
which is the local language. They are not in Sanskrit. Sanskrit is the language of the intelligentsia. But Lal Ded's Vaks are universal,
Right.
cutting across caste and religion. So Lal Ded is a very important person in Kashmir Shaivism.
Kashmir Shaivism. Okay. And most of her poetry is on Shiva.
It's on Shiva.
It's okay.
It's on Shiva.
Right. I mean, I have to say, this is quite different, as you said, from other parts of India, probably because she didn't follow the Upanishads, the Kashmir Shaivism. But in the southernmost tip, as you touched upon when we started, you've got the Shaiva Siddhanta philosophy,
Yes.
right? In Tamil Nadu, southernmost tip of India, and the northernmost part, Kashmir, has got a completely
It shows how
different.
Shiva really cuts across
Yes.
regions.
Right. Yes.
He's not really, you could not put him in any one geographical part of India because he's universally worshipped. And so in the hinterland also between Kashmir and Tamil Nadu, everywhere you'll find Shiva temples, even in
Right.
villages, small
Yes.
Shiva shrines.
Yes, yes. How fascinating. And I read in your book, which I wasn't aware of, that there's this Siddhanta, Shaiva Siddhanta church in Hawaii in America.
Yes, beautiful.
Have you visited that?
Twice.
Wow.
Very beautiful. It's in the island of Kauai.
Right.
It's a very beautiful ashrama with a waterfall and a pool below.
And they say all the Swamis there are Americans?
All American soil, no Indian.
Wow. Wow. And they brought out this book called Dancing with Shiva.
They
'Cause
brought
of
out a
course-
whole series of
Series.
books.
Oh, right.
That's only the one book I've mentioned.
Right.
They brought out Living with Shiva, Dancing with Shiva, a whole series of books on Shiva. The very comprehensive books on Shiva.
Right. And they have this periodical journal on
Yes,
Hinduism as
Hinduism
well.
Today.
Wow.
You should read that.
Wow. How impressive. And there's something very interesting I read, that they've got lots of fruit trees. And when the fruit falls and dries, they are the Rudraksh.
Rudraksha. Rudraksha technically means the tears of Shiva.
Oh.
But Shiva doesn't cry, so actually they have those Rudraksh beads are considered very, very auspicious.
Right.
Nepal
yes.
has a lot of them, as you know.
Yeah.
Rudraksh trees now are being grown around India. And apparently when the fruit falls and dries, then you get that seed, the Rudraksha seed.
Yeah.
And all those malas that we wear, and
Yeah.
they're mainly Rudraksha malas.
Rocks. How nice. Wow. What was Swami Vivekananda's leaning towards Shiva? Because I think his teachings are also on Shiva's
He was also
philosophy.
basically a Shiva Bhakta, I think. Because, you see, Sri Ramakrishna was a Devi Bhakta.
Right.
He was the one, he worshipped the goddess.
Right.
But the goddess cannot be worshipped without Shiva. Ultimately, the two
Shiv
have to
Shakti.
complement each other.
Yeah.
So, Vivekananda, although he followed Ramakrishna's Devi worship, my own view is that personally he was a Shiva Bhakta.
Shiva Bhakta.
Because towards the end of his life, he went to Amarnath in cave in Kashmir.
Yeah.
And that's where he had his major experience of Shiva. And that was so powerful that within 3 or 4 months after that he passed away.
Passed away. Wow.
So Vivekananda's, Sri Aurobindo of course had his own theories. He has also written some poems to Shiva which I have included in this.
This, yeah.
And the interesting thing is people have written about Shiva around the world. Ananda Kumara Swami, for example,
Right.
the great Sri Lankan scholar, he wrote a book called The Dance of Shiva. And Aldous Huxley has written, and many people have written about Shiva because he has fascinated everybody who's come in contact
Yeah.
with the idea.
I was quite taken aback when I read that Shiva statues are not just found in India or in Nepal, that dancing Nataraja specifically. but also in the Angkor Wat in Cambodia.
Yes,
in
I've been there. I've been to
Vietnam,
Cambodia. I've been to Indonesia.
in Thailand.
In Thailand, in
Sri
Indonesia,
Lanka.
Muslim majority state.
Yeah.
Thailand and these are Buddhist states.
Yes.
But the Shiva is worshipped.
It's all
nonetheless.
pervasive. It just goes to show, right, that he's just loved by all because he never discriminated.
He never. He's not. He's not a sort of only. It doesn't involve sort of rituals and all. It's simple. His worship is simple. Just water.
Water. Yeah.
That's all.
And
He's close to the earth. You see.
correct. Grounded. Which
Grounded.
goes with his personality.
Yes.
Of who he was and is.
Some of the other gods need very elaborate worship, jewelry but
Yeah, which is what makes, he stands out
I think
for
so.
more reasons than one.
Vishnu Alankar Priya, Shiva Abhishek Priya. Vishnu enjoys ornamentation but Shiva is only Abhishek, only water. That's all.
Water. Yeah. And I believe there are, I think it's a moment of pride, there are Shiva Nataraj statues in the Art Institute of Chicago.
There
and
are lots of
Cleveland
statues.
Museum.
That
What?
big Churn Institute in Geneva.
Yes.
There's a big Nataraja outside in the World Health Organization. You see, Nataraja is an image of the kinetic universe, not a static universe. That's why here he is seated. But if you look at him as a Nataraja, he represents everything is moving. The whole cosmos is moving, the galaxies are moving, the cells inside us are moving. So this movement is captured by the Nataraja.
Right.
It is a symbol of the constantly moving cosmos.
Well, another fascinating aspect about Shiva is that there are two forms of, worshipping him. One is the Nirgun form, which is, as
That
you
is just
worshipping the Shivling. As you said,
worshipping the Shivling or worshipping without any form at all.
form. And then the other is the Nataraja, which is the
Nataraja,
kinetic.
which is the kinetic. Those are the two. As I said somewhere, the kinetic Nataraja and the seated Buddha. These are the two apparently contradictory, but these are the two, as it were, ends of Hindu philosophy, of Asian philosophy. And both are relevant. I mean, it's not a question of you can prefer whichever one. The seated Buddha is a great image for contemplation.
We've sort of known the Tandav as the dance of destruction. But from your book, I learned that there are two forms of Tandav.
Yes.
The angry.
The destruction is the Vinasha Tandava.
Yes.
But there's the other one, the Ananda Tandava,
The happy
that
dance.
brings the cosmos into being.
Right.
Ultimately, that one destroys the cosmos, but the cosmos is not permanently destroyed. Shiva dances it into being. It's a wonderful concept, isn't it?
Yes. Because that's why, they say that he's both death and life.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he's misinterpreted by some, saying that
As a
he's
lord
a
of death.
destroyer. Yeah.
He's not, Yama is the lord of death,
Correct.
not Shiva.
Not Shiva.
They're quite different.
Where they say Shivoham, it means I am Shiv. Om Namah Shivaya means I bow to Shiv. And Har Har Mahadev means I surrender to Shiv. What is the spiritual significance of reciting these?
Well, you see, Har Har Mahadev means you surrender your ego, your own individuality into the divine. You surrender.
Right.
So, surrender means you give up your own ego and your own desires and this one. Om Namah Shivaya is simply I bow to Shiva. I love Shiva, I bow to him, I respect him. And Shivoham is a very interesting idea. That is actually Shankaracharya,
Right.
who came out that I am Shiva. It's a very big claim.
Yes.
I find it difficult to accept it, but it is a claim that I am not different from Shiva, I am Shiva. In other words, Shiva is within me,
Me.
and whatever I am Shiva. That I think is of the three, that's the most difficult one.
But some of the philosophies do say that God is within you.
The God is within me.
Yeah.
I know Shiva is within me, but to say that I am Shiva is a little different from saying that
Shiva is within
Shiva
me.
is within me.
Yes, so that's a difficult one.
But he says that. Beautiful stotras Shankaracharya has written to
Right.
Shiva.
Right.
He was obviously a Shiva worshipper.
Right.
Because all his stotras are directed, most of his stotras are directed to Shiva.
It's very, very nice how different schools come together and
Yes.
they talk about the same,
Same deity, the same concept.
Yes, and the same. And I think the bottom line is the same, that you believe in Shiva for who he was and who he is. This very regal, he's a king without a crown. He doesn't wear those fineries.
No.
And
He just wears a loin cloth
Cloth.
and these Rudraksha malas.
yes. What is the significance of the Rudraksh around his neck?
You see, Rudraksha around his neck, I think, means that they are a manifestation of his grace.
Okay.
That's why they are around his neck.
Right.
And he has the great serpent behind him.
Yeah.
You see, all the things of which you are frightened, as I've said in my this thing. We are afraid of death, he is the Lord of death. We are afraid of ghosts, he is the Lord of ghosts, Bhuteshwara. We are afraid of snakes, he wears a snake around his neck. We are afraid of fire, he has it in his hand. We are afraid of water, he comes out of his locks. So, everything that is fearful is
He embraces it.
thrown at him. And he's finally dancing on that little dwarf, which represents our distorted personalities,
Okay.
which have to be crushed before you can get the thing. And then he says, this is Abhaya Mudra. It's beautiful, this is fear not. And he points to his foot to say, that is the road to immortality. So the Nataraja contains everything. It's a very integral image. As Ananda Kumara Swami has written a beautiful essay on, which I have included in this, on the Nataraja, the whole story.
Right.
And,
And the Damru is linked to the language Sanskrit? Damru, the Damru that Shivji has?
Damaru is his is the one that he you see, every deity has their own. Krishna has the flute, Rama has the bow. But Damaru is the sound. The word, in the beginning there was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God, as the New Testament says. So apparently he played it twice.
Right.
The first time 14 sounds came out, and the second time, I think it was 7 or 8, I'm not quite sure.
Right.
It's on the basis of those sounds that the Sanskrit language was created. That is something. Panini is a genius, the one who created the Sanskrit grammar. How he was able to, from those sounds, abstract all the 54 or how many letters there are in the Sanskrit language, and how the great Sanskrit language has flourished
Yes.
for thousands of years,
Yes.
all based on the Damaru of Shiva.
Wow. Fascinating.
It is quite
Every
extraordinary.
aspect of him is
Quite
extraordinary.
extraordinary.
Yes.
But this-
And what is the story behind his Neelkant or
Oh, Neil,
Samudra
that is
Manthan?
also a very important story. The myth, if you like, or I don't use the myth in the European sense of being something that's discarded. The myths are important. I'm using it in the Jungian sense, rather. Importance of stories.
Stories.
In the beginning, when the cosmos began, there was a churning of the ocean, so that we could get all the treasures lay buried in the ocean. But they wouldn't come out unless you churned them. So the Devas and the Asuras, interestingly enough, both the positive forces and the negative forces, the gods and the demons, they cooperated for the first time. One side was pulled by the gods, the other side. When you churn, you need two sides. The churning went on, and then before anything could ever, a terrible poison emerged. Halahal. And they said, we are now gone. They fled in terror. They said, this is going to consume us. Then Shiva appeared. He scooped up the poison and drank it. But his Parvati was sitting behind it, so she didn't want it to come down into his body. So she put her hand on the throat. So throat mein reh gaya, and his throat turned blue. That's why it's known as Neelakanta.
Neelakant. And that's a Samudra Manthan, drinking of poison.
It's a beautiful story.
Yes, it's a beautiful, and you narrate it so well.
After that, then the churning went on, and then all the Ratnas came out as a long story. But the halahal is very important. If he hadn't drunk it, that would have been the end. In other words, there would have been no creation. Because when the Big Bang or whatever it was happening, God knows what the situation was. But creation came into being only with the cooperation of positive and negative forces, but the overall grace of Shiva, otherwise it would not come.
You probably don't realize this, but this is the reason why my viewers want more and more of you. You know, there's just so much.
There's so many people now.
You know, you've got all these gems within you, and I think even this is not going to suffice. We need to probably do a whole season on you.
You can go on forever, for God's sake.
I know, but it's just...
But Hinduism is so rich, and Shiva particularly is so rich. One can go on talking about him, or talking about various aspects of Hinduism. So many gods and goddesses. Each one has their own story. And the goddess is important in Hinduism. Always remember, even Shiva without Shakti is inert.
And that's the bit I want to talk about as we conclude. For me, and I think for a lot of people, that's a very important part of Shivji's life, Parvati or Sati.
Absolutely.
Who reincarnated as
Parvati.
And the way he was besotted and devoted to her, you know, they were two halves of the same whole. That's the Shiv Shakti.
And when one half was destroyed earlier, everything was destroyed.
Yeah. Could you spend a little bit of time talking about Shiv Parvati's love story?
You see, Shiv Parvati's love story starts with an earlier incarnation as Uma. Who was the daughter of the Daksh Prajapati, who was a very powerful king, but he went by rigidity, rigid rules and all. She fell in love with Shiva. And she insisted, so finally, very reluctantly, Daksha married her to Shiva. Then one day, Daksh had a big yajna, a big sort of event. We invited all the gods and goddesses, did not invite Shiva. Because he felt that Shiva was an outsider. His clothes are different, his voice is different. How did my daughter fall in love with him? She said she would go. This is the story. Shiva kept saying, don't go, you're not invited. No. She went. When she went there, Daksha instead of welcoming said, why have you come? Where is your vagabond husband and all? Started showing his anger and sort of very, in a very crude way, addressing Shiva. So then she gets very angry, and she sits on the yajna, and with the fire with her, she goes up in flames. And Shiva finds out about this. He's furious. He takes one hair from his jata, and a terrible monster is created, Veerbhadra. He says, go and destroy that yajna. So the Veerbhadra goes and destroys that yajna. Then Shiva comes himself and picks up the body of Uma. And they all fall at his feet. And so when he smiles, everything changes. And the gods come alive again. And even Daksha Prajapati, he's cut his head off, he put a goat's head on him. And then that carries on. But he is heartbroken. It's very interesting, God, Shiva being heartbroken, he carried Sati around,
The body.
body, and he was, so Brahma and Vishnu said, look, this is, if he goes on like this, the universe will be destroyed. So then Sudarshan Chakra of Vishnu gradually cut that body into pieces. And wherever the pieces fell, in India and Nepal, those are Shakti Pithas. That is where the goddess is worshipped. So then he goes back into his thing, and then she is reborn as Parvati, who's again in love with him.
In him.
And does a lot of austerities and all, until finally he agrees to marry her.
And she, in a way, her devotion and love for him forces
him out
to
of that,
accept
samadhi.
Yes.
This time it's a proper wedding with a barat and all.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting how they put it. His form was so frightening that the mother fainted. Parvati said, "I am not going to give." He said, "No, look at it." When he came into the mandapa, he was the most beautiful man. Long hair. So the marriage took place. Then they live happily ever after.
And that's the Shivratri.
That's the Shivratri.
Yeah.
They're beautiful, very moving stories
Yeah.
about Shiva. That's the thing about him, he knew love, human love. Why would a god otherwise fall in love?
Yeah. And he loved the animals as well.
He's a
He
Pashupati.
loved people.
He's Pashupati, he's the lord of animals.
Yeah. It's quite, interesting that Guru Nanak Dev Ji's teachings and the Vedanta philosophy, and Shivji is a prime example, that you can achieve spiritual nirvana by being in this world.
Yes.
You don't have to
You don't have to
renounce.
become a mendicant or a sannyasi.
Yes. And Shivji was a true grihast. He was married, happily married, loved his wife, was
He had
a
the
father.
two children,
Yeah.
Ganesh and
yes.
Kartikeya.
Yeah.
And so that was, he's both a grihastha and a sannyasi. He
Yeah.
combines both. That's what's wonderful about it. He combines birth and death. He combines all these fire and water. Everything is there with him.
He's handsome. He's enigmatic. He's amazing. He's just amazing.
I'm
And
so glad that you are devoted to Shiva.
Yeah,
Really.
he's amazing, Dr. Karan Singh. And I think that, what I really like about him, his unassuming temperament. He doesn't strut around like, I'm God, worship me,
Not at
fall
all.
at my feet.
In fact, he's seated
Yeah.
in Kailash comfortably
Yeah,
with Parvati, and anybody who wants to worship him has got to get to him. He
Correct.
doesn't go around.
And that's how leaders should be, right? Lead from behind. Be there for your people, love your people, not have them obey you out of fear, but respect and love.
There's a book called the Shiva Purana.
Right.
Those are the lives of those 63 Shiva saints in Tamil Nadu.
Right.
Very, very interesting. Each one has a different story.
Story.
And they are merchants, they are traders, they are outcasts, whatever. All of them are embodied in this Shiva Purana.
Well, for me, he has a special place in my life. I have him on a pedestal, and I also carry him in my heart. Can I take the liberty of saying that I find you have a lot of Shiva-like attributes?
Arey kahan?
No,
That would not be correct.
No, and I'll list them for you. He's a king, you're a king, right? He was from Mount Kailash.
No, please don't compare.
You're from the mountains.
Please don't compare him.
Mountains of, Jammu and Kashmir. He was totally in love with his wife, a one-man woman. So were you. It's something very sweet I want to share with my viewers. In the last podcast that I did with Dr. Karan Singh on the Vedanta philosophy, there's only one thing he said to me to include in the introduction, and that was about his wife. He said, you must mention her. She was a huge part of my life. She played a key role in who I am today.
That's definitely, I'm so glad you did that.
Yes.
Because many people tend to neglect her role in my life.
For me, it was very touching that 17 years since she passed.
Because it's going to be 17 years later
In this May. And you still not just talk about her fondly, but with respect and regard, and attribute so much of your success to her.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think in today's day and age where marriage, the institution of marriage is not taken with the seriousness that it used to be in your generation, I think it's important that the youngsters hear this from, from someone like yourself, that it's so beautiful to have that arrangement, to have that respect and regard.
If you have that arrangement, it works very well. Not everybody nowadays has either it's not only the courage, it's also got to have the capacity to wait and to compromise. But nowadays, slightest thing they're out. But I don't want to comment on that. That is how it is.
Patience. But this is why I'm drawing comparison with you and Shivji. Because I think, and you both are attractive. So, charismatic. You're charismatic. I mean, come on, how many people can do what you do? Like, you speak so many languages. You are a renowned speaker globally, not just in India. You're a poet, you're a singer, you're a scholar, you're a prolific writer.
Well,
he was also
divine grace, I would say. I have been lucky, I have been blessed. There's no doubt about that.
See, there's a humility, another attribute that Shivji had. You have. It's not, it's not a lot of humility that you see these days.
Shivji, and I am his devotee, that much I can claim.
Shivoham.
That link I can claim.
Yeah. But thank you, Dr. Karan Singh. Thank you so much. As
Pleasure.
always, such a delight. Can I request you to recite a hymn in Dogri that you've composed?
Writing in Dogri, no. You see, the thing with hymns, I have written hymns in English, in fact.
Right.
The hymn to Shiva is written in English, which is in this. But I don't want to read it. I remember poetry from around the world except my own poetry.
Okay.
Oddly enough, I can never recite my own
anything
poetry.
in Dogri or Sanskrit or both?
Sanskrit I can do for
Okay.
Om Nagendra Haraya Trilocanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Mandakini Salila Chandana Charchitaya Nandishwara Prasanata Maheshwaraya Mandara Pushpa Bahupush Supujitaya Tasmai Makaraya Namah Shivaya Shivaya Gauri Vadnamja Vrinda Suryaya Dakshatara Nashakaya Shri Neelakantaya Vishbhadvajaya तस्मै शिकाराय नमः शिवाय वशिष्ठ कुंभोद भव गौतमार्य मुनेन्द्र देवाचित शेखराय चंद्रार्क वैश्वानर लोचनाय तस्मै वकाराय नमः शिवाय यक्षस्वरूपाय जटाधराय पीनाक हस्ताय सनातनाय दिव्याय देवाय दिगंबराय तस्मै यकाराय नमः. Interestingly, Namah Shivaya, in this each verse starts, one starts with Na, second with Ma, third with Si, Y. So when it is in a way based on Om Namah Shivaya. It's a great verse by Adi Shankar.
Wow. Thank you once
Not
again
more
for
pleasure.
this honor.
Pleasure.
And may God always bless you. May Shiva always bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
I
very
hope
much, Dr. Karan Singh.
your viewers enjoy
Of course, they
our
will love it.
conversation.
They will love it. Pranam.
Pranam.